Very much coming in game number 1. That was not scripted. That was really. I just got 2 thumbs up from Lacoste. Like, let me tell you, I'm retired. That's it. That's all I ever needed was approval from my co-caster.
Oh, no, don't go yet. I need you. BetBoom Team, they're trying to replicate what they did the other day when they were playing against each other with this Lycan. Miro is one of the best, if not like the best summoner Dota e-gamer in the scene. Like, he loves to play his Beastmaster, his Viserizes when he's meta. Lycan as well. This time around, it's going to be him on Lycan. They have insane amount of physical damage. Like, you can later on bite the bear as well. It could be very difficult to deal with. You have a good way of jumping people with Ursa, Blink Dagger, Puck, Batrider as well later on with the Blink Dagger. We saw earlier BetBoom today as well playing their series, and they looked pretty crisp against Navi, I would say. A bit of a... There was one game there was a bit back and forth, but that second game, Save completely dominated, getting hit by his teammates, and he's, again, on a hero that he knows really well, pretty much one of his signatures.
Yeah, I think Save has kind of been the MVP for BetBoom up to this point, because they were struggling in the group stage. It took them all 5 rounds of the Swiss stage to kind of get into the playoffs. But ever since they got into the playoffs, it seems like things have been running on all cylinders. And Save, who was that MVP, is still, to me, that MVP for them because he's even stepped up even more, which is kind of insane with what he's been able to pull off so far.
He might be one of the most stable players we had in the last couple of years. Like, every single time, this guy is just doing the job stellar. Like, you can't find a game. Maybe there's going to be like one game in a month where he is not doing save things, but other than that, this guy always delivers.
Yeah, he has been very good. We've seen a couple of games where like each individual person for BetBoom has really stood out. GPK had the Leshrac game that he played really well on. That was amazing from him, and I think Nero's played a Lycan game already that was really good, but Save overall has also been in the mix, and I really like what they've been doing. But Spirit as well, they've looked strong. They got out pretty easy in the group stage. In the Swiss stage, it was Wildcard, Edge, and then NAVI, all back-to-back wins for them to push them into the playoffs. But since the playoffs, they got knocked down to the lower bracket from this team, and they were 2-0'd earlier. So now it's time for potential revenge for them.
They definitely want revenge here. Overall, I liked how this draft opened up for Team Spirit, where they had this potentially Slardar in the mid lane against Puck. We saw this matchup being very good for Slardar. Carry co-op as well if necessary. Great against Bat in the off lane. Great against Lycan as well. You can't really put the pressure onto co-op unless she makes some super mistake. In the end, they opt to go for Bristleback carry, which is not something we see too much of. Bristleback's win rate so far in the tournament is sub 30%, which is kind of, I would say, expected, considering how many nerfs this hero has received. Every single patch, every single letter patch, this hero is receiving some kind of a nerf.
Yeah, he has not had the most fun this tournament, but teams still believe in it. You know, obviously, sometimes there's the winning rate going down from group stage where teams that maybe are losing every series or playing it or trying to make it work, and playoffs kind of tell a different story, but still, a hero with a 30% win rate and teams still wanting to make it work is pretty interesting and almost borderline stubborn to me. But we've seen it work. I mean, Yatoro is definitely the guy to make a hero like this work, especially if Laro can kind of give him that space. We'll see what they can do, because this offlane of Miero and Save is no joke no matter what hero they're on.
It's not, but they're not putting too much pressure onto Bristleback at the moment, especially when Viposhka gets level 3. 2 points in Brain Sap. This is not a killer lane unless they decide to play aggressive on side of BetBoom Team. So they might get a return kill from it. Laurel.
Glyph the wave. And
has Fairy Fire. He's fine.
But still making him think. Glyph that wave. Couldn't get the CS out of that one, so GPK gonna continue to control it. He's 17-7, and the Queen of Pain's 8-2. That is not good for this Queen of Pain.
Yeah, you can play Shadow Strike in this matchup. He can also dodge Scream of Pain. GPK had some really amazing performances, and he's gonna immediately start to play aggressive as soon as Laurel TP's in.
Threw down that Sentry, but it does not catch the obs that is towards the front of the steps. Doesn't really quite catch that vision that they'll have here for GPK. We'll see if anybody rotates for the 4-minute water rune. It doesn't look like that'll be the case. But 2 minutes from now, I look at these supports, and I think Spirit's got good supports to come over for 6 minutes. I don't think it's amazing, but a Nightmare and a Brain Sap could give you a setup for the Queen of Pain. I'm not too sure about the Ricky, but for Oracle and Batrider, Flame Break as well as Fortune's End, Purifying Flame seems quite nice at 6 minutes.
It does. Collapse is also playing Slardar, staying pretty much on top of the, very close to the top of CS. Not an easy lane for Ursa. He gets close, but you can't really trade. And you can see Rue, he's coming in. Does have second Blade Strike available soon, plus the Blood Grenade. Ursa trying to run away. Blood Grenade even on Rue, so that he can try to get away. No point in Guardian Sprint yet, but this is also going to be quite a lot of damage onto Pure. Rue needs to run away. There is Healing Salve available. Even Miposhka making a rotation.
Yeah. He's coming through. They place down that obs. They're going to try and get a kill, but Pure, he got that salve off. He's back to full health. Not sure it'll matter. Nightmare pulls him in, but the jump in. Fortune's End lands on a 3. Flame Break also connects him. Miposhka, he's going to die here to save. They do get the kill on a Pure. They got what they came for. It cost them a first blood and a support. Collapse is able to sprint away, and then the tricks of the trade for Rue makes sure that he's safe.
Overlapping the stun and Nightmare at the same time, so when he gets out, he's not stunned anymore, and then you don't have much control. And save immediately with the rotation. Miposhka out to the mid lane.
6 minutes and 15 seconds. Going for Collapse. Thinking about the Slithering Crush. Rue is also sitting low, but he'll pop that Lotus. Miposhka guarding this bottom rune, and it will be an Invis rune that could be picked up by Laurel and filling up that bottom. He might just hold this till he gets level 6.
Not the best Queen of Pain rune. Like, ideally, you would want to get anything other than the Illusion rune as your first rune, because Haste is fine. You can go to the side lane. Arcane rune's great. The Illusion is good because you can dispel the silence from Puck, might get you out of the trouble. Regen, of course, going to be very valuable because it can't be dispelled anymore by taking the damage. And playing aggressive onto Pure one more time. This is not an easy lane for him. He's still doing okay. But Fate Sealet also not the ability that gives you the most protection. Seeing you're playing against Lardar, which is physical damage. Slithering Crushes, so is Bash of the Deep.
It's 10 seconds till the 7-minute Shrine, and Slithering Crush, Pure, again, being chased a little bit by these Spirit Heroes. Queen of Pain does have level 6, still holding on to that Invis rune. Slithering Crush again, Pure. Needs to be careful, tricks of the trade, and still doesn't quite have his claws on anybody here for the side of Spirit, but Pure needs to be very careful about these bashes and these crushes coming his way.
No HP whatsoever. There are 21 charges on Kataomi, but he's also getting scouted by this Observer Ward that Miposhka did place. So they can try to play a little bit more aggressive. Miposhka, again, coming to this lane.
Almost baiting them to think the only vision that they have there is that Watcher. But they do have that extra obs. They do have that extra vision. Maybe looking to come through for a kill here, but it is the 8-minute rune if they can get the control on that, Laurel. Link forward, go to that Scream, save is in, but the smoke screen down the Nightmare, save gets pulled over, and GPK, he's going to have control of that amplified damage.
They see that amplified damage, they need to run away. Laurel needs to blink out, no raindrop available, not much mana for the Sonic Wave either. A bit of a slower game. They try to make some moves to the top lane, they were not successful. Ursa has managed to stabilize his farming.
He stabilized the farming, but Atro, he leads the net worth, and by 1,000 over the competitive Ursa top.
No stacks. You are playing red Bristleback, but there are no stacks in the triangle. They've been pretty busy. This rotation from Miposhka. Actually, 0. This is one of the few games that we do see one team not having a single stack at 9 minutes.
Yeah, a bit odd. Average stacks are definitely around like the 10 mark, or so it feels. And a couple of bounty runes picked up by Ketomi. He's continuing to make some stacks, but Yatoro content to just farm here. Who's the guy who's dealing with the helm creeps that are going to be coming from this Lycan?
Bristleback and Slardar, they have to be the ones. Ricky is not the easiest one to kill. There was a game where they missed like a bit of a timing. I believe it was them as well when they played with Lycan. Just got to double check that real quick.
Putting some pressure on the mid-tier 1 with these creeps, but Laurel's still here to farm. Haven't seen him throw a Sonic Wave out. Dream Coil committed onto the Ricky, but he's got this smoke screen. Doesn't have to worry too much about the damage. Fortune Zen, though, and might have another Purifying Flames. However, gets into the tricks of the trade and leaves GPK to get the kill. Has that amplified damage and more than enough to get the kill into the Ricky. Spirit struggled in the series that they played
another one. GPK, Arcane Rune ready. He's in. Miposhka, Brain Sap in a second. Still not good enough.
Miposhka chased by GPK, Waning Rift. With that ending of the amplified damage, now has the Arcane Rune to work with, but silenced. Goes off the other way. Fortune Zen lands on 2. Illusory Orb crosses both Rue and Laurel's path. Curveball onto the tier 1 tower. He's got some help here from Ketomi as well as save, but nobody's going in from the side of Team Spirit.
They just don't have enough. It feels like they need extra bit of oomph. Those 2 runes that they picked up on BetBoom, making the difference there. Getting them kills and also getting them extra levels. This is the 3rd time Laurel TP'd to a lane. He is not having a good time.
No, bottom of the core's net worth by a lot. But the good news is Yatoro's got farm. So does Collapse.
And they're finally making some stacks in the triangle. This is very important. I checked the number of stacks. Gaimin Gladiator, they're the best. Them and Spirit are actually tied on the first place, in the first place, because the average stack is 15.4 per game. Woo! Not getting that much out of this game, at least.
So a lot of gold with all those stacks. Blink Dagger in just a couple of gold here for the Slardar. That might open up some aggression for the side of Spirit. Certainly should. He's also got that Dormant Curio. Miposhka goes to a Quicken Dormant Curio.
I like when 2 supports are sitting in the mid lane, trying to collect some of the XP post 10 minutes, knowing that they are a bit under-leveled.
You threw that Nightmare out. I was going to say, it's usually the agreement is, hey, we're just getting the experience here. You don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. Viscous Nasal Goo to slow down Miero. Put some decent damage into him. And they did the same on the Pure, but they do not get this kill on the Ursa in the top lane. They have the Blink Dagger flying out, and maybe he can find him over in the jungle and get that jump.
He does see him. He's in.
Yeah, he's not going to expect this.
Nice done by Collapse. Surprise.
Timing is great for him.
Good amount of XP. Farming the stacked small camp as well. Suddenly Collapse. Getting close. Like, this is not where you would expect Slardar to be in terms of net worth, but he was set up for a success playing into a lane. Playing into a good matchup for him. Level 9.5 now.
That ward over mid for BetBoom about to time out, which means it's been giving them that information for a while.
But there, yeah, it's
behind the tier
hard
1.
to get the jump.
He got that first jump with the blink to the Slither Crush has Corrosive Haze. I kind of thought that this draft was going to be trying to fight a little bit earlier from Spirit, but they've been very content with what they've been getting. Queen of Pain, I don't think we've seen a Sonic Wave yet.
No, I don't think we've seen him like rotate. A couple of rotations did come to the mid lane, but those rotations got scouted. Sitting at 0-0-0 at the moment. Bit of a slower game from his side. Because Bristleback, he needs a little bit more time. He's going for Aghanim Scepter. So seeing red, that Axe is still pretty good. Deals good amount of damage. Collapse is the biggest winner, I would say, out of the laning stage. Getting insane amount of farm, and Ursa already used Enrage. Blink is ready.
The Blink, Crush, and while they were focusing their attention onto the Oracle, they went to go and get Pure. Save is here, Dream Coil used. That's onto this Bane, who's still alive. Eventually, Pure dies, though, at the trade of Maposhka. It's Laurel who gets that kill. Save, he's going to be bashed and crushed. They flatten him like a pancake with that Slithering Crush. As Collapse gets another.
Collapse is getting away with too much.
Yeah, he's got a lot of gold, and he has had a free lane with a couple of extra kills.
Very nice move. Doesn't get lassoed. Resets one more time. Gets Corrosive Haze onto Batrider. Times his bash, uses 3 of those charges, and then jumps him, gets the bash, gets the Slithering Crush afterwards. We talked about Ricky. Like, it's very important that Drew's having a good time. Right now, he is at the bottom of every... Like, he's just at the bottom, period. And if he decides to go for the Fusel Blade, I like that a lot. With Inhibit, it does allow you to keep them inside of the cloud, which is really nice. And it does allow you to scale. You're still going to be doing quite a lot of damage. Let's say you're playing into a bit of a longer fight. Slaughter with the Corrosive Haze. There's a couple of targets left. You're still going to be getting the kills. Oh my god, he dies so quickly.
Yeah, Fiend's Grip has that Ags. Throws those quills into the face of the Oracle. Spirit finally starting to turn it on, but now they've smoked up. They're going to try and get the kill into Yatoro. They've also got Miero nearby. Dream Coil, Shapeshift, all gets committed with the lasso. And Yatoro, after getting a kill, he is looking pretty dead. They also got Save and Pure, though. The quills spray out and get this Ursa before he dies.
Underestimating the damage from Red Bristleback. He's still gonna be like a lot. The last couple of months, we saw a good amount of Green Bristleback almost exclusively, which he's harder to kill in terms of you're getting slowed, you're losing your armor, but you're not dealing that much damage. And let's see the damage. 5,000 damage from Bristleback.
That is a lot for this point in the game. Just more than doubles the damage that BetBoom did in that fight. Rue, by the way, he also got that helm creep, so he picked up an extra 250 gold on that, and that pushes him.
It's not that good of a game for Helm of the Dominator slash Overlord. The creep is gonna die. Right now, getting scouted. Collapse might try to go for it. Collapse is having a blast of a game. Level 11, Shard already picked up. That is gonna be his farming tool. And now wrapping around. Miero. No shapeshift.
That extra
rest of the team is coming. Miero, no boots of speed. He's in a lot of trouble here.
Haze and Miero now bashed. They're going to bring over this pup. It is a very tanky Lycan, but eventually he does die. But Laurel dies too, and that's to Miero. And ends up being a trade. Rue, he's not going to high-five back, but I didn't really expect Laurel to die in that situation.
He was very tanky.
Takes a lot of damage.
Having Spark of Courage, using Howl, reducing their armor, they also die pretty quickly. There's a good amount of minus armor as well. Rue, behind enemy lines, will scout out some of the couriers. Might get 3, actually. Whew.
Almost got that puck courier, too. So much extra gold.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's 700 gold that he just got from
2 couriers, and he's got 4 total. Rue up to some extracurricular activities as his main goal and class is playing and winning this game, but the side class is killing couriers. Not a bad extra class to have when you've got all that gold coming through.
With this lineup, Spirit can also steal Roshan from Ursa and like Lycan lineup, which is pretty good. All they have to do is take one fight. Slaughter now does have Corrosive Haze level 2. That's minus 15 armor, more than enough. Poshka, pretty isolated here. Needs some kind of a backup.
I can't believe they didn't even want to jump. They didn't know it was behind him. But Maposhka not afraid at all, with heroes close enough nearby that he kind of just walked it through and was like, yeah, try to take my life. They don't even try to go after that Bane at all.
They don't lose a single game on Bane.
That is what 100% would mean, and he's 3 for 3. It's being sustained at this 3,000 net worth lead for Spirit. BetBoom are relying on this Ursa kind of getting off the starting line once he picked up that Battle Fury, but he's still bottom of the net worth for the course.
Not having a good time. Miero, again, using the ulti. Miposhka.
He's caught this time.
They catch Queen of Pain with Coil. Nicely done by GPK.
Yeah, not focusing Miposhka, who's now going to try and TP away, and does so. It looked like, I mean, Bane was dead to rights if he just focused on the Bane, but they went for the Quap instead.
Can't really blame him. Like, with the damage from Lycan, you think you have enough, but then Miposhka reads the situation, TP's out. Yatoro showing up in a fight. There's a massive difference, staying 3.5k ahead of the enemy carry. BKB, Aghanim Scepter done. There's going to be Tormentor soon. We would definitely love to get a shard. If they can get the shard for Ricky before he needs to buy it, and then you would have Ricky with Diffusal Blade and shard 20 minutes in. This is a massive timing.
Save with the lasso. Fortune Zen was thrown at this Batrider. Miposhka, he is not fortunate enough to live on this one.
They can't kill Roshan, even though they had 5 members close to Roshan pit. Roshan's going to start migrating to the bottom lane, and immediately you see Yatoro and Collapse teaming up, going for that Tormentor, but seems like they have a good read. BetBoom, it's too quick. It's way too much minus armor.
And now they could go to Roche, right?
They could potentially. Yatoro is sitting at half HP, might need a little bit of a heal, some kind of a help right now. There is nothing to heal him up with, unfortunately.
They won't decide to go to Roche immediately. That was shard from Miposhka, which means Ricky's going to have to purchase the shard after getting this Diffusal Blade. I know we have Disperser, but would you like a level 2 for Diffusal as a different...
We had that. I don't know if you remember. Maybe you didn't play... You did? Okay, so you had 8 charges on Diffusal. They could have killed Warlock's Golem. Warlock was still a top-tier pick. You summon it, bam, dead. And then it did burn more mana, if I remember correctly, and you had another 8 charges as well. It was green, and then it was purple at level 2, I believe.
Could just bring it back. That'd be kind of cool.
Now, Disperser's fine. Disperser's a really cool item, a little bit on the expensive side.
Yeah.
Yatoro did TP back and getting full HP, full mana. I'm just wondering what he's doing with this Staff of Wizardry in his quick buy, because he already has Ags. Maybe later on that's going to be preparing already, staying one step ahead, prepping for maybe with the Wind Waker. That's how you play against Puck. It's a very good item against Ursa as well. Not sure if he needs to pick it up, but seems like Nullifier is going to be the item of a choice. At least for now. Yatoro hasn't really been changing his item build much. He already knows what he wants to go for. If they can get a pick-off here, that could be pretty big. Pick-off into Aegis from Roshan. They have more than enough damage.
Shield Rune for Laurel to refill that bottle. Just 8-7, 15 kills in the 22 minutes that we've played up to this point. We haven't really felt Ursa's presence. The few shapeshifts haven't exactly turned into a lot of kills, but now you've got this BKB. They're going to have AC soon as well, and these items are stacking up for BetBoom. They do smoke. Let's see if they can find anything. These heroes are over bottom, and it could just be that they don't go for the heroes. They may even just sneak in a Roche. But they will go past the river. They will find themselves the Queen of Pain.
If you can activate
will be
the
a
shield
dead
rune,
Laurel.
Never mind. It might be even get dispelled. If they're close enough, I wouldn't mind seeing some buyback from Queen of Pain. There's tier 1 tower available in the mid lane, but Yatoro is far away. He's TPing in, though. If they find an opening, Laurel will buy back and TP into the fight, because he still has Shield Rune.
This Roche is low, but
it's too late.
It's too late for Yatoro, who wants to go in a pure. A little air shock over the wall, and they will get away. They'll get some gold from that Helm of the Overlord creep. They'll think about going after pure. Viscous Nasal Goo starting to stack up. That'll be purged off. Now they go to the Shapeshift. Miero initially runs away. And that's what he'll commit it for. It is to run away.
Good move from BetBoom. Taking away Aegis, because both of these teams, they wanted to kill it, get a pick off, turn that into Roche. Once Laurel picks up his, once Rue picks up his shard, that's going to be extra bit of a control. And you can't target. He's fine this time. He still has good amount of tankiness unless they bring the whole squad. There's no lasso available. But with the shard on Ricky, you can't target them.
Ooh,
Lapse again.
Continue the control. Phase shift, false promise. The attacks onto this Oracle are not going to be enough when he's able to get himself ethereal. But they still get him after he's done with it. And, well, at least get Kataomi. Initially, the Ghost Scepter looked like it might keep him alive on the TP out, but it ran out. Yatsuro's got more than enough damage, especially with this Seeing Red facet.
Even with this Aegis on Ursa, the network difference still keeps increasing for Bristleback. More than 4K right now.
Yeah, it's just continuing to go up. They are farming pretty well, especially Yatsuro, still top of the net worth, but Pure, he's got himself into the conversation. He was bottom of the cores a while back. A lot of this gold that's been given up too is these Overlord creeps.
Yeah, I think they killed maybe 3, maybe 4 of them. Relatively easy to kill with Slardard. With Bristleback as well. Rue. Very close to his shard. That's also going to be extra -5 armor. So you have Slardard, -15, shard is -5, that's -20, and anything that Bristleback does. This is why AC on Lycan is such a valuable pickup. Already done. Pretty much rushed it after finishing off the Helm.
And next is Nullifier. Blink Dagger for Ursa. And then Pure, he had Lincoln's queued up. Shard is coming through for Rue. It's on that Courier. He'll feel like he's adding a lot more to the fight with that upgrade on the smoke screen. Neither team just yet looking to fight. Even with this Aegis from BetBoom, they've been using it to farm. But as I say that, they did have a smoke on Save. He does have this lasso back up. They do have a chance to try and make a fight happen. They just miss each other within this river. Pure will be able to go deeper onto that side, but I mean, there's not really anybody in his sights just yet. Yaturo is going to be alone, but there's a tier 1 tower to TP to if he does get chased.
Yeah, maybe if they initiate before he gets the BKB off, but if he's quick enough, he might actually live long enough. There's also Ursa, so that's a bit of a problem, and Yaturo gets the good read, TP's out of, and now wants to reconnect with the rest of the team. There's another deep observer ward placed by Kataomi. Kataomi so far in the tournament has been doing a great job placing some of really deep observer wards. We saw him when he was playing Nature's Prophet, try to punish the enemy team by not having enough push.
Did they see that smoke with that ops? Maybe the edge of it?
I believe they saw a couple of heroes there. Not sure if they saw the smoke pop. They're drawing on a minimap. They know exactly where they are. Laurel drawing on a minimap. He is fairly tanky now with the BKB, with Gale Guard. Haven't seen too much out of him. Pure blinks in. He's completely alone.
Yeah, but they're not going to punish.
They don't know that.
Now he's got the rest of his team by him. Hurricane Pike for GPK.
Great way to deal with Ricky. Until they get the Nullifier. Nullifier has been... Not sure why Nullifier has been buffed. I'll hold that thought. Yaturo, 6. Fury swipes already.
But he jumped in. He was already half health on Pure. The rest of the team not really following up with that attack. And now it's a haste rune that spawns over top. And both teams still, again, just disengaging and going back to farm.
Yeah, you can nullify the Hurricane Pike. That's the big one. I mean, you still need something, some kind of a protection. The way it works now is you push the other guy away, even if you get the Nullifier on, and you push yourself for like maybe 50 units.
Ooh, Dream
Oil onto Rue.
He's got that Gale Guard, but the Waning Rift and the damage is there. GPK gets Rue. The attention initially was on a collapse, but they just didn't catch him initially. He is 300 gold away from getting this Aghanim Scepter ready to go. Only 9-9. Are you surprised by how passive both these teams have been?
They know that both of the teams can punish pretty heavily, especially with the first row, so they tried not to lose too many heroes. And also we saw a couple of rotations early from Spirit. Not very successful rotations. So Laurel's also in a bit of a recovery mode throughout the whole game.
Definitely thought earlier the better for Spirit, but that being said, they're still at 5,000 net worth. A lot of that net worth lead, though, is on just the Bristleback. They've got a bit of extra gold on Maposhka thanks to that shard they picked up from the Tormentor. Should be another Tormentor soon. They took it right at the 20-minute mark. They are grouped up here over towards top, and maybe they can.
They will get to gold. All 5 members of Spirit, they do have a shard available. Because these are the heroes that you want to get shard on. You can't really farm if you don't have shard on Slardar. Bristleback also gets it relatively early. It's his farming, it's his fighting tool. And Laurel is a bit of a surprising one. I guess they wanted to have extra bit of a control if they're jumping Puck, if they're jumping Oracle with the silence. It's just that never happened in this game.
Little tip from Katomi. Maybe being able to spot a hard word, but they get the tier 2 tower top. 30 minutes. These two heroes were able to go and get the Torm pretty easily before, and I kind of suspect that that'll be the case again. I mean, they take it instantly. 2,500 gold for the side of Spirit with that. Just under, but
good chunk.
55 each. It's definitely a good amount of gold to push them towards Yatoro, who wants Lincolns. Bane doesn't have anything queued up at the moment, but they are trying to get the Sanj on Queen of Pain. They have the gold. They're actually going to go and get the Veil instead and work on getting that Shiva's Guard. We'll have the gold for the plate mail, and then we'll need 1,400 more to finish it off. And Ricky is going to Spursor.
It's a lot of gold until he gets it. Haven't really seen a fight in a long time. We saw a pickoff into Roche. Then they try to get a fight going, but not very successful. BetBoom managed to disengage.
Yeah, they really have both been moving around the map and missing each other. Continuing to just farm it up. Who does this benefit more, though? Getting all this late game farm.
Well, Bristleback's not the scariest hero in the late game. It can be. He's off to a great start. He's been staying on top of the net worth for ever since the pretty much start of the game. But at one point, you want to utilize that. Puck is going to start to scale, and BetBoom, they had enough. They want to take another fight. Roshan is available. Collapse is showing in the bottom lane.
Showing, but the rest of the team nearby, they might get pinched on the back. They knew that the collapse was there. Rue gets the jump. They go to the blink as well as the Slither and Crush. The Dream Core is going to be placed down, and they've got the attention on him. Maposhka. Pure cleans him up immediately. Shapeshift. Lincoln's on him. Miero. Rue is dead, and now Yatoro. He's fighting, but does he have the damage? They chase him, the BKB into the lasso, the Sonic Wave. They get the cut of this Bat Rider. Miero, Shapeshift's going to be running out soon, but they find Laurel. They get themselves the Nullifier. They hit the Bash, but Pure still moving forward. Takes down the Queen of Pain.
Oh, that Nullifier.
Popped, but Yatoro has more than enough damage to get at least that Ursa. Slither and Crush once again, and still running away is Miero, who will try to TP out, but they've got the bash, they have the damage, and it's a triple for Yatoro.
Yeah, Collapse and Yatoro together. pretty much holding the hands together in a fight and locking onto the same target, making sure that this minus armor and insane damage from Bristleback is gonna be enough. He has like 500, almost 600 damage on Bristleback. Serrated Shift, extra attack speed as well. And now Roshan does belong to them. They jumped immediately onto Miero. He gets ulti from Oracle. Does manage to get out of the cloud, but still dies instantly. Like, he's not dealing too much of a damage. And you can see them trying to go for Yatro, but it's not enough. Collapse is going to be able to come back into the fight, and after the BKB, they can kite. There's also a good Hurricane Pike attempt onto Ursa to get him out of the trouble, but doesn't do anything. This Nullifier pickup on Bristleback has looked amazing so far.
Yeah, it certainly has, and with that, they get an Aegis on the Bristleback. C tries to TP out, but the bash for Collapse connects, and of course they kill Miero afterwards. Yatro hitting really hard with the Seeing Red facet. He wants this AC.
Miero is super tanky. Miero has over 50 armor.
Lasso. Bane caught and goes into the Glimmer. They commit the Dream Coil. They'll get that kill, but now Yatro is looking for somebody. The Nullifier and the Crush, that means it's a trade. They'll take Save's life.
It's going to be
Shrine.
So much minus armor. If they can draw out the fight until the BKB is gone, until Ursa doesn't have Enrage, they don't lose too much during the shapeshift, they will clean the fight up in a matter of seconds. You can't fight back if you have a Bristleback and Slardar alive in that fight. AC about to be completed, needs another 800 gold. And you also have Slardar. That's level 3 ulti, minus 20 armor coming out from that. Rue with minus 5, AC minus 5, that's minus 30, and all the minus armor coming out from Bristleback.
Yeah, so much minus armor here for the Spirit side. So wonder if BetBoom could kind of handle that kind of minus armor and that damage. Ricky still has that Diffusal queued up. But we'll see if he buys the Ghost Scepter instead.
It's good against Ursa. There is Nullifier. On Lycan, there's also Pure Fortune's End from Oracle. Might need to save the buyback and come back into the fight, because he will die in 2-3 hits.
So hold the gold for now. MKB being built by Pure. He senses something and TPs. Got the Omi and save, though. They'll start to retreat, go through this twin gate.
A lot of twin gate rotations. Just moving across the map, going for the Tormentor, going for Roshan.
Picked up the AC on the Bristleback, too, and they've got now 2 minutes only to use this Aegis. And again, they just cannot find the fight. Blink Lasso, though, gets Mapushka, and that is another kill for Miero. BetBoom, they've got more kills. They're the ones who have been aggressive. They didn't win that last big fight, though. They are still getting pickoffs around the map, trying to keep them close and in this game.
I like what Miero is building. Nullifier, AC, it's a lot of damage. I already said the insane amount of armor that he does have, sitting at 73% physical resistance, and also going for Aghanim Scepter, so he can bite Ursa, and that's gonna be their way of killing the heroes quickly. Half man, half bear, half human. Very difficult to deal with.
That is a super serial problem, and they are gonna look for Oracle. And not that Ghost Scepter still, but they take the tier 3 tower down bottom.
Way too much armor, way too much attack speed that they do have.
Link Crush Pure, Lincoln's popped. Lasso connects, it's on a collapse. They go to the Dream Coil, that's gonna hit a lot of these heroes. The Sonic Wave's thrown out by Laurel, but they just don't have the damage. BKB's popped, and Dream Coil and Lasso are now down. Yatro has this Aegis for 30 more seconds, but doesn't exactly want to give them the time.
That was quick. In and out without losing too much. Aegis is going to expire in 20 seconds. he can eat the eggs. He can still grow pretty big on Bristleback. And when he gets that level 25, extra bit of a damage that he gets, like you get 700, 800, 900 damage as well.
Collapse still holding on to a dormant Curio. Interesting. Pirate cloaks, some magnifying monocles. Gotta wear a monocle if you're gonna play the villain role. I'm coming for your gold.
Where's that from?
I have no idea, but that's what they would talk about. Just all those old school villains.
This is probably the first Ursa I see without either Nullifier or Basher. Like, he needs to be able to lock onto a target and kill it. They need an extra bit of a control. Lincoln Sphere, I guess he's afraid of Bane. I guess he's because you can still use Slither Crush, get Corrosive Haze on him anyway. But I guess he's afraid. Like, it's peak summer, he does not want to go hibernate. He's afraid of the Bane, and Rack's just gone.
Yeah. It is peak summer. It has been
almost 40 degrees.
Yeah, 40 degrees all week. I got sunburn. I am really, really warm right now. My body temperature is peak summer. I wouldn't be able to hibernate if I tried. But after a bit of hibernation, you know, you get all that food in you, and now you know, that could be equivalent to the gold that you got, and you got all these items ready to fight with.
Finally, he upgrades his Dormant Curio.
Ooh.
Now you have Giant Small. So
Unleashed.
critical damage 195, almost 200% with Titanic. Extra bit of a status resistance that he gets from his Aghanim Scepter as well.
Smoke from BetBoom Team. Oh, there it is. The half bear, the half wolf, the half man.
Not doing much. Has to retreat.
No.
MKB finished on him.
Could be a real big problem. But for now, honestly, they tried with the wolf bite and, well, they didn't catch anything. Double catapult to go for this tier 3 tower. Is this, it almost feels like it's just going to be free mega creeps with the way that they've been defending these buildings.
800 plus damage on Yatoro now.
Eventually, you're going to want to go. And they've shape-shifted. Oh. Okay. So they shape-shifted, and that is done. It's on cooldown for 50 seconds. Wolf Bite off cooldown in 10.
They should try to go in, amplify damage, still up and running for a couple of seconds, nothing too crazy. If Collapse can find the opening, try to maybe get a bit of a bait, because he has insane amount of status resistance, and here comes Pure.
They jump in, and this is a big problem, but they get saved, and now they've got the feed grip. It wasn't a big enough problem. They caught Pure, and he's dead for 95. That might just be it.
GG.
Quickly in, quickly out. GG is called. Game 1 goes the way of Team Spirit.
Very difficult Ursa game.
Yeah.
What he's playing into, all this minus armor, the way the lane started, Collapse having a pretty free game. I believe Collapse didn't die a single time. No, finishing the game with 5, 0, and 10. A bit of an anticlimactic ending, but very clean.
You know, Matt, I love a humble coach. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-0.
I think he wanted to say that it is a 2-0. It's just that he did not want to say it, but seems pretty confident, I would say, in the draft. It is a strong-looking draft from Side of Spirit. This Dazzle could be a little bit of a hit or miss. This is also 24 for your position 5. This is something that I would say Paravision utilizes really well. If it's a good Chen game, if it's a good Disruptor game, they will pick it for themselves. But this one, I don't know if I'm feeling. Maybe I'm not understanding it yet. There's good amount of heal as well coming out, because you have Dazzle with Natal Boon. And so all the overhealing is converted into physical barrier, which is really nice. And then you also have heal coming out from the Sprout. So that's going to be keeping you relatively on high HP, maybe full HP. And then when Dazzle gets the heal, it also means that you're going to be getting a bigger barrier. Dazzle now in trouble. Dazzle might just die here.
Uh-oh, this could...
That's your last pick.
Be First Blood, and this will be for Rue. We've seen so much good Shadow Shaman we saw earlier today. It was the Gig Award when we were casting, and now it's Chicken Fingers back for the Shadow Shaman. Save, he's also going to get chased, and they should have yet another kill, and it will be for the side of Spirit. It's Miposhka. Both supports getting an influx of gold early.
Yeah, it is insane amount of damage with Refractor as well. You have that extra damage. You have extra damage from the tag team. Blood Grenade. Both Blood Grenades used to be able to secure the kills in the side lanes. Dazzle, last to be picked. First one to fall. Mutant.
Oh, a stun mutant. And a shackle. They have a lot of control early. I mean, this is going to be a pain, especially when you get into those level 3, level 4 areas for the side of Spirit. We have seen just with a little bit of control, Centaur can make you pay.
He can. And he also has double ROP as his starting item, so quite a lot of physical damage reduction, knowing that he's playing into Nature's Prophet. Dazzle as well is physical, so is Poison Touch.
What did you call him? Double ROP?
Yeah, Ring of Protection.
Yeah, no, I know. I've never heard you say that before.
Huh. Shorten it up.
All right.
Oov, Orb of Venom, not an item anymore, unfortunately.
I missed the Oov.
Especially since in the last patch we also removed a bit of a hidden mechanic that it did have True Strike.
Yeah, you used to talk about that a lot, just the cheap True Strike that it gave, and then they got rid of that. They listened to you. They heard you. You bragged about the True Strike too much.
They would buff Rubik if they're listening to me.
Rubik's not even in this game, and you are still
Catching
finding a way to... Yeah, that's...
Can't defend himself.
No, not
My
even.
favorite.
That's messed up. They did try to dispose and maybe go for a kill on Yatoro, but that is not going to turn into anything. They've got the Lotus now, though. And I believe, yeah, Pure has the other one. So 2 Lotuses for them on the side of BetBoom. Miposhka taking a lot of damage from this Ion Shell. Looks like he might just still get away from the arrow. And now Yatoro's hitting away, but Save needs to be just a little bit further behind because of his low health. Pops a salve, though, and might just jump back in.
He's thinking about it.
Has rebound in a second.
Tango
Rebounds
well.
in.
That's
and
a
finds Miposhka, and that's going to be under the tower. Not much of a response there for Yatoro. This double Ion Shell and the jump in right on top of these heroes can be pretty devastating.
Yeah, we saw some really good combos with Marcy, especially Axe. This Darkshire also works amazingly when you can get on top of Templar Assassin, burn through that refraction almost instantly. Marl will pick up the Water Rune, and Roos camping the other one. GPK is not going to be able to get it. Collapse feels pretty safe in this top lane. He's also going to be having a good time. As soon as he gets to that Vanguard, there's not many things that can't stop him. They need to bring in either Marcy or Puck to be able to kill him, because you can always TP away. Playing against Dazzle and Nature's Prophet, no real stuns in the lane.
And should be allowing, I would say, Rue to make a rotation if he wants to. But instead, Katomi is going to be shackled. They'll TP out the Centaur to the Tier 1 tower. He will just get back and start to heal up. Has that early ring of health, so he does have 11.2 health regen.
Nice dodge from Miposhka. Still going to get dragged back by Vacuum. Can't take this fight that easily. Yatoro does have good amount of Magic 1 charges, sitting at 17.
Yatoro, not a lot of mana to work with, but Miero and Save continuing to just try and make the jump and get these kills and repeat what they were able to accomplish earlier.
They need to be careful. As soon as Ember hits level 6, if they decide to make a move like this, and these heroes are very good at doing so, diving underneath the tower, they might get punished with one rotation. Even Shadow Shaman rotation, it could grab them multiple kills out of it. But also have in mind that Pure can TP and try to outnumber them. We saw Nature's Prophet, like level 4, level 5, TPing in, trying to kill the enemy carry.
Wouldn't be too much of a surprise. Right now, 2-2, at least on the skill build. But another Sprout and pushes Rue away. They
Love
also
Sprout.
have that level 2
My
poison
favorite
touch.
ability. Gotta buy Quelling Blade, otherwise you can't play Dota.
Both these offlaners choosing to go into a Vanguard, but Darkseer gets his first. Then gonna go Arcane Boots, Miposhka. Ooh, Sprout. Not only locking up Maposhka, but pushing Kataomi out of the shards.
Nicely done.
Dire's bottom tower.
Interesting little move there. Laurel does hit level 6 first, but GPK shouldn't be too far behind on hitting level 6. Couple creeps away from this one, but Ember's going to TP top.
Top. They really want these kills.
They've got Maposhka again. Can they find Pure? They'll only find this Dazzle. And the Obs had the vision there, so they will have the Shackle, and they will take out Dazzle with the Sleight of Fist. They're holding that kill for Laurel. And Pure, not TPing to another lane or anything like that to attack. He'll actually just TP further back in his own lane.
This is going to be a good amount of tower damage. Collapse with Vanguard can tank the whole creep wave, drag it away. Catapult and the illusions that he summoned are also tanking the tower shots, which is going to keep the catapult alive. And also relieving some of the pressure from Templar Assassin.
They're going to go for Collapse, but they missed that Sprout. The TP is still committed. Collapse is pretty slow, but there's the Snowball, and that's going over to the neutral camp. They'll use that Dream Coil. It's on to 2. They'll snap the coil. Collapse is very tanky. He'll start to TP out. You don't have any way to stop that TP, and Maposhka's on the run. He'll eventually fall, but they do get Collapse out.
That's what matters. A lot of rotations to be able to only get a kill. We talked about him being able to TP away from the fight if things don't go correctly. He is tanky enough with that Vanguard. Good amount of damage dealt to the tier 1 tower in the mid lane as well. Tower in the top is pretty much dead. Let's see if Pure's gonna deny it.
Hasn't yet. Mid took some damage, but waiting on this 8-minute rune. Rue's gonna protect the top end, and bottom rune will be Arcane for Laurel. Laurel gets the Arcane rune and then immediately sends another Remnant back. Maybe they can get Miero. They do have Maposhka nearby ready to make the jump, but Miero is level 6. So Shards throws down a wall. Searing Chains, Vacuum onto 4 heroes, and now the Snowball, the damage on Aru. Nobody pulled him in. And he ends up dead. They do not kill this Darkseer. Turnaround Dream Coil, and they'll find the lockdown on Yatoro after he snaps it, but they just don't have much more afterwards.
Yeah, they are lacking some of the stuns, but nicely done from Darkseer. Gets a 3-4 man wall with the Iron Shell. I believe there was a double Iron Shell on one of the illusions, and manages to get a kill. Survives. Very tanky with that Vanguard. Chipped Vest, extra bit of a damage, extra bit of armor from tier 1 tower.
A little surprising he wasn't able to pull anybody in, but Laurel, he wanted to use that Arcane Rune to get a kill. He immediately bailed. He remnanted away. He's going into the Blade Mail. That's, like you've been saying, pretty common overall from these Embers.
Yeah, we're seeing it more often. Even though there were a couple of games where Mage Slayer felt maybe slightly better, but we're just not seeing it. Even from the Monkeys from the mid lane, which is very interesting. Would definitely love to hear some of the insights from the pro players. Why they decide to skip it when it's a relatively good game for it. But still, this new build on Ember looks fire pretty much every single game. Blade Mail, Kaya Sanj, BKB if necessary, and then you start to get the other items. Aghanim Scepter, Shivas, be very annoying dealing both physical. Because if you have your Flame Guard on with Blade Mail, like, nobody's gonna right-click you and they can't take off your shield. But there's also a good interaction, of course, with the Mage Slayer because you are reducing their magic damage and then they can't take the shield off anyway.
Jumping in with the rebound and the Unleash wall placed down. They have some control, but behind them is this Nature's Prophet. Finds Rue, and they will start to run with the Stampede, but the Vacuum back. Rue's still alive. Illusory Orb not jumping to it, but the chase, they're looking. They'll rebound. They're under the tier 2 tower, and they will get this kill onto Rue. There isn't really much of an answer from Spirit. They also find themselves in Maposhka. Yatoro comes in. He's trying to do some damage here, but everybody inside of BetBoom is around, and Yatoro dies. BetBoom coming out very far ahead, and for some reason, Laurel's shown up again, but doesn't really have the tools to do any damage.
No, he doesn't have enough damage to fight against this. BetBoom, understanding their strong timing, having amplified damage on Puck, bringing in numbers. No control. Level 2 silence is not enough to kill him. Even though Laurel maybe could have survived in the previous one, because he had chainmail in his backpack. And now with 5 heroes and the catapult, tower is going to go down.
This is not going well for Spirit in this game number 2. Sustain, movement, not a lot of lockdown, but showing that it doesn't quite matter.
Just bring in the numbers. Start right-clicking, having... You're going to hit a pretty sick timing with Dazzle, who is getting good amount of levels, level 7 almost. With Darkshire, there's going to be a good amount of healing as well. Aura's Crimson Guard is being queued up, almost done on Miero. If they can kill Yatoro here one more time, they just connected with a scan, could be pretty massive. On top of the CS chart, but not on top of the network.
Oh, they sprout, they lock him up. They can't go forward, can't go back. The rest of the team is there. Yatoro dead to GPK. Everybody, again, more numbers, just overwhelming Spirit. How do you even begin to find the right fight for Spirit?
Well, they need level 6s on their supports to start with, especially on Shadow Shaman, and then you can maybe get a Blink Dagger on Centaur, try to make something happen, because right now they just don't have enough damage to deal with it. Things are not going to be easier. This Crimson Guard is going to be blocking quite a lot of damage pretty much from everything. There's a good amount of physical damage on their side. Not an easy one by any means.
Not really.
Even though this top lane didn't work out well for them, Kateomi still managing to get quite a lot out of it.
What more can the side of Spirit find? They're down 2k net worth. Kateomi wants a Blink Dagger. And Marcy with the Pabis on the build first might just go into the Solar Crest, but we've seen Pure just engage when he can. Doesn't need to force into many fights. He is just about level 9, whereas Yatoro is hitting that level 10, so maybe that is an answer with Yatoro and the Collapse Centaur when he gets that Blink Dagger. They did buy a smoke on the Shadow Shaman, who
Still
almost
level 5.
14 minutes into the game, yeah, is just level 5. Maposhka just hit 6. Not really a lot of experience on these two supports for the side of Team Spirit. Meanwhile, it's almost level 8 for Kateomi, and save is 8. They need to get this 6 and start working with these Serpent Wards, and Rue got it. So he's now level 6. He wants the Blink. He really wants to have that initiation, and so does the Centaur, so they could have multiple ways into this fight.
They want to get on top of Nature's Prophet before he does have his Hurricane Pike, his BKB. Okay, this is pretty good. Stealing the enemy XP rune, even though they do have Nature's Prophet. Pure a little bit late to the party.
He was there, he just didn't take it. He like charged it up once or twice and then walked away. On. Get a good look at the Nature's Prophet on the off-screen. No glitch cosmetics or anything to look at. See that Shrine is taken, but Rue is the one who's caught. 3 heroes here, and a rebound in means a kill for BetBoom, and it will be Miero with the Ion Shell that gets that kill.
I'm a little worried for their damage output. They also need this Deso. Yatoro just picked up a Blink Dagger, so they will have maneuverability to get on top of the targets. The question is, can they kill them? Especially with the Dazzle behind them. There is Pavis on Marcy about to be finished relatively soon. He just killed off the tower, so that's
Pure walking up.
Good chunk of gold.
Searing Chains, Walrus Punch.
That's a big kill.
And we'll get the kill, and with that cosmetic, I actually like that Walrus Punch. It says to end all to a good night. And they will TP, but the Dream Coil now onto the Ember, snaps the rebound, and that's a kill and a Laurel, a trade that they're definitely okay with. It's not the best, but to get that or the Tusk 5 is way better to get the Ember.
It is. Spirit is getting some decent amount of farm. Some decent amount of levels as well. They want to have this Deso on TA, try to farm it up, and then go for some kind of a play, turn it potentially into Roche. Now, Yatra on top of the net worth, but still needs extra bit of a time to farm it up. Collapse as well, would definitely love to get his second big item. Vanguard is good. It is relatively cheap, especially if you're rushing it. Blade Mail as well, cheaper components. Blink Dagger's up, but for now, he's just going to continue to farm up, try to get to his Vanguard upgraded. Crimson Guard, great against the Darkseer.
They smoked. They go towards mid. Outro level 13 trying to get into the Desolator. He is sitting 1,600 gold away from that. Already picked up the first Mithril Hammer. They will go up these steps, and they might be able to find him. And they got him, but he blinks initially, goes north, and away from this team. TP's out, and nothing to stop it, but they do kill his courier. So that'll stop the Mithril Hammer, at least from getting to him, and that'll probably...
10 seconds.
That slows down just the Mithril Hammer. He probably won't have the Desolator by the time it's up. He might just be a little bit short, so he'll just have to get it delivered in full.
And now seeing that they killed his courier with the Mithril Hammer, they don't know whether he has enough gold to buy a Deso. TA farms a lot, how many stacks they did have. And they can easily go inside a Roche pit and take it. This is also taking away Aegis from Templar Assassin, which could be pretty massive.
Taking away this Roche, I mean, you have options for Spirit to go for it. You had the Shadow Shaman, you have yourself that TA, but they don't get that opportunity, and it will be an Aegis for Pure. Rue, though, can he get a Hex? He gets around. GPK saves here, though, and instead, he'll be the one who's jumped on. And the Dream Coil again onto Laurel. He'll snap it. Coil. And now, Dispose trying to leave. Remnant back and forth. Laurel dead. Even with the Stampede, it is a little sloppy here from Spirit. And Collapse will just TP out.
I guess they were trying to set up a big hoof stomp, and they did. It landed onto 3 heroes. But then Laurel decides to go back in, thinking that they have enough damage, and they just die. Still, Collapse manages to TP out. At least that's something.
Yeah, I guess he gets out and it's okay, but still, it did not feel like Laurel needed to die there. Just not a repeat performance for Laurel yet. And they will look to catch Miposhka. Snowball to extend the inevitable. Pure even comes in. It'll be GPK who gets the kill. Having that Blink Dagger now in combination with the Nothal Projection is a lot of range for Kataomi on the Dazzle.
Can't keep the distance.
Laurel, sight of his Searing Chains, and it's just nothing consistent yet from Spirit in this game.
No, definitely not.
It's been consistent from BetBoom that they bring all the numbers. And you can see it here. Rue's going to be spotted, and immediately 3 heroes are here.
Rue's trying to make some kind of a play on the map, but it's very difficult. NP's going to be deeping in. He has the Aegis, so they can easily outnumber you. This Darkseer, he just doesn't die that easily. They need to bring in pretty much the whole squad.
They're going to try, but Vacuum Wall, Hoofstomp connects, and the pick-me-up. Can they even get the damage? They're trying to, but they've got the Shallow Grave. Miposhka's dead. Save dies. They finally get Miero. They've pierced a little bit of what BetBoom's got going for them, but they'll lose Laurel. Collapse maybe has an opportunity to jump back in, but you're not going to go just him and the Templar Assassin.
And Laurel getting coiled every single time. He's died 4 times so far. I thought it was going to be even worse, but at least they're getting something out of it. Getting some Deso charges, getting some of the kills. Pure.
Trap, Pure, Sprout, Wrath of Nature, but they hit the Hex. Collapse, he found the Dazzle, and they'll get the kill on Kataomi. They'll find themselves Pure. They've got the Aegis, but GPK is in. They're looking to line up the stuns, and they will get the Hex. Double Edge, Pure is in trouble, dead a second time,
and Collapse
now they'll
is in
focus
again
for more. Collapse goes in a little bit too far, though. They will get saved for this, but GPK kind of waiting for his opportunity. May have some help from a Darkseer, but they do not want to continue.
Ooh, man, overextended. We've seen BetBoom. Like, we've seen Gyrocopter, Pure, blanking into the 5 heroes with Aegis. in one of those games. Seems like sometimes they do overextend, and now they just gave away 2 Blink Daggers to 2 supports on Spirit.
It's a lot of gold going the way of Team Spirit. A lot of gold for the Templar Assassin, who had that Desolator stalled a little bit, but now has that Desolator, and I believe also has, yeah, that Force Staff coming out.
It's a full Hurricane Pike.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his way of dealing with people. Collapse did find Dazzle. That was the big one. Collapse, this is his first death in the game. A lot of others do have many, but he managed to survive long enough.
It's his second initiation, and the only reason they're really able to go for Pure is because he caught the Dazzle, right?
Yeah. And this time, like, I believe these are also the first Shadow Shaman wards we're seeing, because Root tried to make the play so many times in the top lane, got punished by Puck multiple times.
They have the quick chicken fingers to get that Hex again. And Collapse does end up dying, but it did take a lot for them to get that kill. Showing how strong he's been with this item build. Meanwhile, BetBoom Team, they're going to go and get themselves a Tormentor, a Shard for safe. And that Shard now allowing the rebound to be cast on enemies. Taking out that Watcher, but past the 21-minute mark. 4-man smoke from the side of BetBoom. See if they can catch somebody. GPK, he was over in the area, so was the rest of the team. And they are still trying to go forward, but there's a smoke play from the side of Team Spirit. As they use that, they have that extra speed to run away from this BetBoom Team lineup. Collapse not smoked, but he has that blink. He's working on that Ags. All right behind him.
This is going to be probably the fastest Ags, basically Blade Mail, Vanguard, and then upgrading that Vanguard in the Crimson, picking up a Blink Dagger. Aghanim Scepter to save people out of coil, which has been a very good weapon against this Ember Spirit. Now he is a bit more tanky with Kaya Sanj, has that Sanj component.
Can definitely use it to lift him out of the coil, put him in the cart. Also gives you a little bit of that stampede duration, which is nice. Just have to be positioned correctly here for Collapse, because most likely the one who needs the most help in the coil is Laurel at the moment. He has been coiled a couple times. He's dead 4 times. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's not like there's been a crazy amount of kills just yet.
Yeah, 3.6 out of 5, I would say. Nothing too crazy, but now Laurel is going to be a bit more survivable. There's also Blink Dagger, plus the Snowball save from Tusk. He does have Greedy enchantment. We'll start to get some extra bit of a gold for him.
User Orb through mid, curving back. Laurel just looking for this BKB. Top of the net worth is the Templar Assassin. Maposhka taking out some obs there. It is Crystallis soon for Yatoro, going into the Daedalus BKB Swift Blink. A lot of gold on that menu, or on that queue. But this is no shock when you look at Yatoro, and he's always got something. He's got the queue ready to go.
They know, like, this team is the best team when it comes down to the late game fighting, and it always kind of comes down to that. This team just doesn't lose early, even though when they played against BetBoom, they ran them over relatively quickly with that Lycan pick the other day. Managed to slow down the game, wait until the next Roche respawns potentially, and then go for the play.
Radiant are scanning.
Smoke again from Spirit. Trying to find something, trying to use this Desolator Crystallis damage from Yatoro to find anything they can. Right now it's just pure sitting over mid. He's actually alone. But now he backs off towards his team and he's got reinforcements. Collapse not in the area. He's top, really far from the team. Doesn't look like they're going to fight, though. That smoke didn't lead to anything. So they'll back off and just go back to farming.
Back to farming it is.
Why not, right?
Roshan spawning in a minute.
Do we know that? Is that for sure? Is that what the clock says?
It's what the clock says.
Okay. I trust.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They'll look for Laurel. Waning Rift.
Shield
And
rune.
can he
Can he
get the
get it?
shield rune?
Yes,
he
he
can.
can.
He's leashed up, but needs to activate the shield rune. Immediately, they just break through it, though.
Structures are fortified.
No help. Serpent Wards are bottom to try and push that in. I'll have a TP from Pure to clean them up. But they could not
shield
help
rune
Laurel.
is going to make the difference. Yatoro and Aru ready to get the jump. Miposhka's here as well.
Save with the pick-me-up. Oh, that is not good. The turnaround, Rue. He is in trouble and killed. GPK was there, but the Walrus Punch comes in. Save going to be saved by the shallow grave of Ketomi, and they'll give up Miposhka because both supports are now dead on the side of Spirit, and Laurel's still on a death timer.
Yeah, Dazzle shows up, gives them extra bit of a healing, extra bit of armor as well with his innate ability, and then Crimson Guard has been popped, so they don't have enough. It was a nice try there from
Pure sees him.
on the team. Can they get a stun?
Can he
GPK?
rebound? Ooh.
Coil was ready in 3 seconds. They do get punished, but Roshan is alive.
And they're in on Rue.
They need TA. They need Yatoro to get there as soon as possible.
No Serpent Ward, so it's not quick by any means, and probably not expecting them to do it immediately, but they do go through the Twin Gate because maybe they are expecting
It's a
to
slow
be there.
one. Without Yatoro, they just cannot kill it immediately. And BetBoom going through the Twin Gates, knowing that they need to take this fight. They cannot allow them. They didn't scout inside of the pit.
Blink. No hoof stomp. Shallow grave early. Dream Coil comes in, lands on the 3 heroes. They're going to snap if Pure comes into the fight. They get the kill to Katomi. They'll take it the Shallow grave. They'll take it the heals that coming from the Dazzle. But they've got the workhorse. They picked up the Templar Assassin. They're right on top of Pure. Do they have the damage to get the kill into this Nature's Prophet?
Manta
They
doesn't
do.
get him out.
Rue, collapse, gone. Laurel's still alive in this fight. But they finally get a victory. However, Templar Assassin silence. Oh, gets the refraction. Now they've got the Walrus Punch. Miero going forward towards Miposhka. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, Phase Shift. Shiva's Guard now looking to get the Templar Assassin who blinks away.
Have the
They've
trap.
got a
He
trap.
blinked in.
They silenced him. The wall is down. The Hurricane Pipe with the vacuum back. They
Not
get
enough.
the kill out of both. Yatoro and Laurel are dead. A tip over for Miero from Kataomi, and they're going to try and find Miposhka, but that is a salvage from BetBoom.
Yeah, Miero. He's just not dying. He has 2 auras, but he has 2 big auras, Crimson Guard and Shiva's Guard. It was a nice try there from Yatoro, but he blinked in, managed to save him. And it's not enough. This silence from Templar Assassin is not the longest.
Just could not kill these heroes quick enough. I mean, even Pure was able to survive an extra couple of seconds. As Hoof Stomp helped, they find this Marcy immediately, the Shallow Grave, and the attention is on the Dazzle.
Marcy needs it. Marcy needs to die. That's why they're focusing, because she deals so much damage with her ulti. And then the card picks him up. Pure try to go for a play, got himself out of the shards with the Sprout in the end, but the damage has already been done. And now this second Roshan again does belong to BetBoom Team. GPK yet to die on the hero.
This is what we've seen in previous games. We saw it in that Lina game that Pure had where GPK just was the one who was carrying. Now, Vacuum doesn't snap, but it doesn't matter. They've got the numbers. The lockdown is not many things, but it's enough to, when you get the numbers, you're not surviving anyway.
Yeah, these are very difficult kills to get, and I like this itemization from GPK. Taking the 15 talent, minus 15 seconds for the Dream Coil, and also having Octar in core, which does bring Coil down to like 40 seconds. He also has Arcane Rune, so it's now like on 30-second cooldown. Every single time they initiate onto Ember Spirit, he just dies.
Yeah.
There are saving abilities, but there's also a lot of damage, a lot of random damage that can hit you. You can get hit by Darkseer's Iron Shell, Shiva's Guard, Nature's Prophet ulti, and then you can't get the blink in and you can't save him.
I've said it a million times this tournament, but Spirit are no strangers to being in a spot like this. Although when BetBoom put him in this spot in the first series of this playoffs between the two of them, they won both games. They didn't give it up. They took the 2-0 last time. Spirit's trying to do the same to them that they did in the previous BO3. But BetBoom have other plans at the moment. 10,000 net worth lead. looking to be in a very prime spot. 7-0 and 14 for GPK. Again, finding this hammer and having the numbers, and Laurel just does not survive. He is 3, 8, and 4.
He can't play the game. GPK had his number ever since the start, and now they're gonna TP in. Pure, ready to push it out. We'll reconnect with the rest of the team in the mid lane.
Shadow Shaman's trying to push top. Has Serpent Words. Rue will try to get something there. He's actually not even going to drop the Serpent Words. He'll TP back home.
They need Serpent Words. They need extra bit of a damage. Pure, knowing that he has the backup of his team. No Nullifier or anything. Crimson Guard
Vacuum back.
is ready.
Rebound attempt.
Polar Crest as well.
Workhorse was used to pull anybody in, and it's going to be Maposhka who they choose to put in the cart. They will get the tier 3, and the Dream Coil used. Holds these heroes back while they go for this Rax, but no Dream Coil means maybe there's an opportunity here for Spirit. A Remnant forward, but nothing doing as this team will retreat without chase.
It's very hard to take the fight against Nature's Prophet, who you know that he has enough gold to maybe even come back into the fight. He just spent the gold buying a full BKB.
They smoked. They, okay, maybe want to go for a fight, but where are they going to find it? They need to definitely take a decisive fight. Good positioning from Save. Really good positioning from Save. Stampede used, Blink, Walrus Punch, Collapse going to the backlines, gets the stun on 2 of these heroes, but they go to the Dream Coil once again. It's that cooldown reduction that allows them to have it one more time. They drop down this wall, Save is unleashing, but they've got the workhorse. Who can they pull on the cart? They're trying to knock over the cart, and they will kill Collapse with the cart by Cabbages! They'll kill Yatoro too, and they've overwhelmed Team Spirit again. They'll find Laurel. The Searing Chains, maybe he can get Pure, but he survives it. Laurel's dead. 3 heroes gone on Team Spirit.
They just don't have enough damage. These auras are causing them a lot of issues. Hex has also been picked up on Darkseer. You jump in. This might be one last fight for Team Spirit, and that's about it. They have more than enough damage. The sustain is insane. With the Crimson, with Holy Locket on Dazzle, multiple heals coming out in the previous fight. And Pure, with Aegis, managing to stand his ground. Wants to take this barracks before. GPK, now we know what it stands for. Godlike Puck Comrade. Look at him go. Didn't die a single time in this game.
He's done this a couple times on Puck too. Rebound, dispose, ripped out of the coil, and a buyback used immediately by Maposhka. That's 1 tier 4. If this doesn't all work out and somehow Spirit take it back and they didn't go for the racks on the side of BetBoom, it might be potentially the wrong move, but they're so far ahead, I doubt it goes that way at the moment.
Still holding the Aegis, it's about to expire. He's trying to TP out, might need to...
Oh,
he gets out.
Silence on a 2, the chase is on, Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, but the wall is committed. 4-man vacuum back into the wall. Not the projection coming in from this Dazzle, but he is stunned up. Snowball goes over, he'll Shallow Grave himself to try and survive. Save, unleash BKB going after Collapse. They hit the Hex, it's on to this Nature's Prophet. Can they get the kill, the BKB,
yes,
they take him out. He's got buyback, but he definitely doesn't want to use it. He doesn't want to put him out on a buyback timer. But they've killed 2. They'll look for GPK, and they found him. Walrus Punch up into the air, but the rest of the team is coming his way. They buy back up Pure. So they're going to try and just finish it right here, right now, but Piero's going to die. Collapse is gone. They'll look over for Save. He's thrown up out of the high ground. Rue's going to commit the buyback for the Shadow Shaman. They've got Laurel dead. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for a minute and a half. Yatoro trying to get the kill out of Save. Looks over at GPK, but cannot survive. He'll fall with the help from Pure, and the buyback is worth it.
This is what Pure does really well, and it's a bit of a risky move, but he also knows how to close out some of these games. There's no buyback available on TA, and now they can try to TP into the mid, Collapse with the buyback as well. They need the Crimson Guard on some of these buildings to make sure that they're not dying too quickly.
520 gold needed here for the buyback from Templar Assassin, but you've kind of now put yourself... You got tier 2s. I mean, even if you die back on Pure, I just don't think you get pushed in that hard.
No, you can't just lose the game that quickly. He's going to be dead for a really long time, though. This is level 23 Nature's Prophet with the buyback, so around 2 minutes, and he has Deso queued up. Needs just enough gold for the Blightstone, and he can have it. They're going for the finish.
Tier 4, that's down, throne exposed. 30 seconds without the Templar Assassin or the Ember. It's hard to hold, it seems impossible, and it might be. I mean, they are just pelt in their fountain, and the throne, it should drop, but they are going to stampede. They'll try to hold on the BKB from Save. The rebound right on top of Rue. GPK is there, and he is dead. Rue bought back, so he's gone for 70. They're not even focusing the throne. They're going for the heroes. GG is called, and we're going to a game 3.
Very good performance from BetBoom Team, allowing them to snowball out of the lanes.
Thank you very much. We come into the game into a quick little pause, but yeah, the question is, can Bristle continue to raise the win rate? Is Puck unkillable? Lacoste, questions like that, I think you have the answer to.
I've seen teams first pick Puck and just not get countered at all, even though you think you have some counters. This hero just goes with 0 deaths throughout the whole game, which is pretty insane to think about. Some people try to counter it with some Dragonite, and Dragonite numbers are not the greatest right now, so maybe not the best overall hero. And I can see the overall win of the hero win rate sitting at 56.3%, which is still high, nothing like too crazy. Like we at tournaments, we were seeing some of like 65, 70, sometimes even higher % win rate on some of the heroes, but he's been also highly contested as well. And this time around, Larl needs to pop off. He definitely needs to be the driving force of the team. Panel had some also concerns about whether this Bristleback's going to be able to replicate what he did in the first game. I also see a different itemization already, where he is going for Vanguard, wants to be able to soak up some of the damage, have extra bit of a regen. You are playing against Monkey King, you are playing against Konka and Leicester. There's going to be a good amount of right-click damage, so you want to be blocking some of that.
No rune here. It's going to just be bounty runes. We'll see as the bottle in that sticker or spray. I'm kind of seeing some similarities from Spirit's lineup to what we saw from BetBoom's lineup in game number 2, in the sense that they had the heals from Nature's Prophet and Dazzle, whereas now Spirit have the heals from Wisps. They have the Dawnbreaker to give you some heal as well. And that's usually my face.
Yeah, not sure whose face that is. Might be pretty much anybody's face that is in Europe right now, considering the wave heat that we're having, heat wave. And
bright and breezy.
It's been very hot the last couple of days.
Yeah, I got sunburned. I regret it. What can you do? I didn't bring sunscreen.
You were outside for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm the color of glue, dude. Like, like I don't know what you were outside for 5 minutes. Yeah, have you seen how pale I am?
Yeah, that is also true. There's going to be a lot of survivability in this game for Bristleback, especially if he goes for that Vanguard, Overprotect the Wisp, Dawn ulti as well. Shaman is going to be playing with Chicken Fingers this time around. Good amount of harassment early on. You also have ways of maybe stopping some of the annoying things. You're still going to be dealing good amount of damage. It's not Giga Ward, but your wards are going to be dealing the damage. You have minus armor coming out from Bristleback. You have like summons from Enchantress. There's going to be, I'd say if they can keep this tempo that they have on paper, Spirit can really get the ball rolling relatively early on.
Yeah, they definitely can. I'm looking at this top lane, looking at the Shadow Shaman as well as the Dawnbreaker. We've seen this kind of combination before. There was a Spirit Breaker up against a Naga Siren where we saw maybe a little bit of a dodge with the mirror image on the Starbreaker, but you don't really have that if you
get the initiation on Bane. Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to need to be careful if you're Kataomi. But constantly using this Starbreaker right now, at least on a Pure, just trying to disrupt his lane. And even though it was a bad game last game for a Lifestealer, they still banded out on Spirit to make sure that Pure didn't get the Lifestealer and making sure he didn't get this hero. But he got it this time, so, you know, what were Spirits seeing, or what do Spirits see with Pure on this Lifestealer that they're afraid of?
He just feels very comfortable playing the hero. He also had a bit of a newer item build with relatively early Aghanim Scepter, and also going for Octarine Core. There's that combo. You go onto the Bane, Kataomi, will get shut down by Rue. Rue didn't really have a game in the previous one, neither him or Laurel. They died way too many times, and this is a good start for Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, you really want level 6 early. So if they can get that, they'd be happy. You were talking about that just a couple seconds ago, too. You know, just having that Serpent Words and being able to have that push. It was actually, you know, you had Shadow Shaman on Spirit last game trying to even make moves far forward with the Serpent Words, but was getting caught in the lane. And now Nightmare pulls him under the tower. Rue taking a lot of damage from this tower and gets ripped up. That is a quick kill in this lane by dragging him under the tower and getting those hits, and Collapse forced back and needs to start to heal and get some mana back under his belt. If he can get some health, maybe he can start using this Soul Ring and using the full life and mana of Rue when he's back into the lane, but that was a good job there by BetBoom.
Pure should be okay in this lane. And there's going to be a lot of attention on Takatomi because he can stop the Starbreaker from going off. And also, I guess the reason why they decided to ban it is because he's sitting at 50% win rate on the hero. Sorry, 80% win rate on the hero. Played it 5 times, did win 4 games.
It's pretty high. Almost 100. If you round up, it is. We'll see save on this Muerta and goes after Mposhka. But nothing really doing over bottom, and this is kind of something that makes me a little bit nervous for BetBoom, is how open the game gets for Yatoro, because he showed how good he can be with this Bristleback and how hard you can hit with Seeing Red.
Yeah, he can, but this time around, I think he's going to be playing into a bit of a counter as well. I want to see Mage Slayer on Monkey King this game. You are playing against Red Bristleback, so you want to remove some of that damage. You are playing against Fox, so you want to remove some of that damage as well.
Good job by save, but the Wisps are not enough.
Nicely done. Loves every single time you watch save on Muerta. Not the most popular hero from position 4 right now, but always a 3 to watch.
I think we've seen it more carry, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Miero and save. I mean, this lane has gotten better with time. Save, we've talked about it, and we fawned over him last game. He has just been so good in this tournament for BetBoom. Nightmare Ketomi pulling back Rue. But it's opening up the map for Pure. He's only 21-4. Compare that to the Bristle, though. Only 4 CS off. Trying to take out this Sentry Ward and unable to do so. Now gets the Shackle. Will hold him down, but that really doesn't do much of anything. And Rue now sapped. Tries to turn, open wounds, and Rue is in trouble. Gets under the tower, but that is going to pop that foul play.
That's got to get changed, 100%. Like, people are complaining about silencers, double global silence being very annoying. This is also one of those things. We already changed it, but it's still very difficult to deal with in some of the situations. Not so much in the professional e-gamer scene, but mostly about the pub scene.
Definitely seems like foul play. Hold that thought. Nightmare into a dead shot. They've got the Fear into the Calling. They just make it look so easy.
Beautifully executed. And Battle also talked about Puck being the driving force of the team, or he needs to be the one having a good game. This one kill will definitely set him back.
I think the question was, would he die this game? Already got our answer 6 minutes in. Overprotective Wisps and the Nature's Attendants are not enough heal this early on in the game. This is BetBoom surging so far. GPK, he has been really good. Last game, I mean, he's coming off a stellar performance in game 2. Dead shot again, the Calling one more time. Welcome back to the lane. We'll see you later, Laurel. Oh my.
Oh man,
they kept both supports here.
They're really camping him. Game 2, Laurel didn't have impact. Like, he was really struggling. Every single time there was a coil, he was the one getting coiled in every single fight. And now he's still level 5. GPK is almost level 7.
Oh, man.
Difficult lane and difficult game for him again. GPK still yet to die in this series. Even though they lost game number 1, he did not die at all. He finished off the second game with 0 deaths as well.
Damn. That is great. Oh my, and he goes for even more. Now he's top. He gets collapse. This is looking pretty bad right now for the side of Team Spirit. Early on. No stranger to adversity, though, in games.
It might be that extra air that he's getting from that nose thing that he's wearing.
It could be.
Could be affecting his performance. More oxygen means bigger brain usage.
Huh, so I'm really gonna need to...
Yeah, you need like the full pack.
I gotta have 4 on my nose at once. Looking over to get Pain, they hit the shackle, but a 3-man balance strike. Wukongs comes through. Nightmare pulling him back towards GPK, who is gonna find another kill. He's on a mega kill streak. First game, 5-0-4 for GPK despite the loss. Second game, 9-0-23. And currently,
GPK's not done.
5-0.
Do they have enough?
Kill him for the first time.
He has raindrop save is here as well.
Yeah, I don't know if they get him. The calling onto the Enchantress, the turn on the collapse. GPK is unstoppable. Dota, you could say that again. I mean, the guy just does not die. And he's not even playing Undying. Another kill for GPK. Wicked Sick at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. That's insane.
This is going to be really insane timing on his Diffusal Blade as well. Bristleback in this game is going to get countered. You have the tankiness coming out from pretty much all 3 cores. You have a good amount of saves. You have Lifestealer who can infest you, save you. So this time around, Yatoro is not going to be able to replicate what he did in game number 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gosh, they got to kill GPK.
It's a lot of gold.
I don't
Ring 5.
I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I have to ask the question, right? Has there ever been a 3-game series in which a series in which you've lost 1-2 and not died ever in the series? There has to be, right?
There has to be. It's really rare. Like, a lot of the times people will say, you have to die. If you didn't die in a losing game, you did something wrong, you know. But that first game, it ended relatively quickly.
16-14. It wasn't even a lot of kills.
No, it wasn't really action-packed game by any means.
If anybody's listening, somebody get me a statistic, because I'd love to know. Granted, we are in the early goings of this game. We just hit 10 minutes.
He gets amplified damage as well. That's going to get dispelled immediately. Boschko's like, see ya. I do not want to be dealing with that one.
Don't want to deal with that amplified damage. You've been given a lot, but we need to chill out.
I love the build from Miero as well. Miero is one of the guys that really knows how to think outside of the box and go for the right itemization. Going for Spirit Vessel, great against Dawn, great against Enchantress with the heals. We saw Enchantress being slightly more popular at Wallachia. It does deal insane, like it does heal for quite a lot. Difficult to kill sometimes, because you have Lifestealer, you have Monkey King, you can't really hit her immediately, so this Spirit Vessel is going to be really good. It's also good against Bristleback.
Yeah, definitely good against Bristleback. That's the one question, right? Like, Bristle's still getting a decent amount of farm out of the game. They need to make sure that they slow him down if they want to continue this trend of getting a net worth advantage on the side of BetBoom.
Yeah.
We'll see. What can they get?
Tell me it's a sub diff. They really made the difference in this one. Ganking for GPK, killing Laurel twice. Did really make a difference.
I like the little emote on it too, just the Marcy thumbs up. Like, yep, sup diff. X Torrent GPK is here again. We'll run towards Roche.
No untouchable yet.
Oh, all right. Well, Boundless Strike action, still healing, just a touch. And eventually the Nightmare pulls him in. Who gets it? Probably Miero.
And that's a Spirit Vessel charge. Earn charge, but he does have Spirit Vessel on the courier.
We've talked about this too with the Lifestealer. You go into the Ancient Black Dragon and you farm really well.
You do. With the Gore Storm, you can easily get your Radiance timing. I guess that's also the reason why the hero is popular, why Pure loves to play it. And
Boundless Strike. Rue in trouble, and Pure will chase him down. And this is a dead tier 1. 2 to 11.
Radiant's middle tower.
2 big items. Pure also this time around going for Armlet as his first item, seeing that they don't have that much damage, so he can definitely toggle it in the middle of a fight if necessary. A lot of the times you see it in reverse, Radiance into Armlet if it's a good game for it. Sometimes it's SNY, sometimes it's Aghanim Scepter as well. Yatoro getting slapped. They do have the grip.
Pop him up with the Torrent, they go to the Fiend's Grip. And the Solar Guardian drops down. Collapse trying to help out Yatoro, but they'll get the kill. They'll lose Katomi, but the TP attempt is stopped with the Boundless Strike, and Collapse is dead to GPK, who's on that monster kill streak.
Tower is under attack.
It's a very difficult game. Yeah. Laurel not getting involved in this one. They also have insane amount of tankiness. If you get the boat off, if you get the infest into somebody, not sure who's going to be dealing damage inside of Spirit. Sure, you have some of the survivability with Dawnbreaker ulti, with these overprotective wisps, but that has also been answered slightly with this early Spirit Vessel from Miero.
An early Vessel, first time purchase for the Kunkka. And he's almost got the Blade Mail. He's very farmed. He's top of the net worth. Like this you think about how Monkey King's having an amazing start monster kill streak, but Miero is still finding so much farm that he is ahead of even the Monkey King by just a couple of golds.
Kunkka does farm a lot.
Yeah.
Once you get to level 7, it's one of the fastest farmers in the game, actually. A little surprised we haven't seen too much of a carry Kunkka. This is something that Paravision loves to play. In terms of Kunkka's nerfs, we haven't seen nerfs to Kunkka being carry. They've been mostly around his shard.
The calling again is going to make this an easy kill. 14-minute Godlike. Definitely got to be one of the quickest Godlikes out there. In a pro game as well.
Not sure who even deals with this. This is a problem. And also him itemizing for BKB so that he can walk out of the coil if he gets initiated on. Will make him relatively tanky as well. If he gets Jingu in the middle of a fight, one sleep, both, like, he's super tanky. And he doesn't want to die. That's why he's opting to go for a BKB. Knowing that he can feed a lot of gold if they manage to get the kill.
Putting him on a potential Beyond Godlike here. GPK. He's looking to get this kill, but it is long to get this kill on Maposhkin. Finally, GPK dies. Beyond Godlike, 10-0-3, 15 minutes in. He is involved in 13 of the 15 kills that they got, and just TP out? No.
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Unfortunately, he did not have his phase boots ready for another 3-4 seconds. I think he realized and tried to TP out. Good kill. Laurel gets the last hit. Any kind of a kill they can get on the map right now could be good. Still, BetBoom getting more gold out of that one.
Monkey back to the top of the net worth. And the supports are quite farmed for BetBoom too. Almost 4,000 gold for this Save Muerta. So this is a really good support game. And you've seen what he's able to do. Landing those dead shots, putting the calling right on them. I mean,
Radiant's middle tower is
when
under
you're
attack.
Puck, the survivability is so difficult when you're feared and immediately silenced and slowed up. Stuck in that silence too, right? You're trying to run out of that calling, but you've been inhibited by the diffusal. It's not easy.
No. You get Deadshot, you get Fiend's Grip. There's a lot of things. Like, even
Tower is under attack.
such a simple setup with Nightmare into Torrent could get you killed.
GPK with the Wukongs, and Maposhka dead to GPK. Add another one to the board. It's 11 kills for this Monkey King. And, oh, regen rune. Oh, casual regen rune for him too. Get all that mana back.
This is something that Monkey King from the mid lane, I'm gonna say struggles, but definitely lacks if you go for the Diffusal Blade. You don't have enough mana, needs to constantly bring out clarities. Miero, even Pure is here. They will get the kill eventually. Sister
He waited
Shroud.
on it. Wow.
Yep.
He could have swung a couple times there and waited for Pure to just pick up that kill. Not greedy at all.
This item on Shadow Shaman feels so good. You have foul play, And then if you activate, if your Sister Shrouds gets activated, then you're not gonna be able to kill him instantly. You need some kind of a damage on the ground, some spell that he can reach. Yatoro having a pretty slow game this time.
There's that Radiance, 17 minutes in for the Lifestealer. If Spirit find a kill on the Monkey King, though, he's money in the bank. They're investing in their own future, right? It's tactical.
I don't think this one
Sorry,
was.
I've got a lot of copium over on this side of
this
the
one
room.
was on purpose. Let's see, GPK, they're ready to initiate. This is supposed to be the big timing on Spirit. With Aghanim Scepter on Bristleback, Miposhka gonna get caught again.
Balance strike one more time, and it's just the typical Enchantress chase. The heals are a lot. Meanwhile, Solar Guardian on the other side. They got Miposhka. Pure comes over. They're going to try and clean up the Dawnbreaker. Collapse with the Celestial Hammer and the Fiend's Grip on Yatoro for a second. But here comes GPK. He's coming through. Save Kataomi, both dead on the side of BetBoom. GPK at the balance strike. They got the kill in a root, but they won't get that Dawnbreaker. It looked like GPK was going to be in time to maybe lock out some of these kills, but not too bad from Spirit overall.
No, Aghanim Scepter showing the strength of it on Bristleback, dealing good amount of damage, but again, two supports are not doing much on Spirit, not being able to deal anything, killing the Shadow Shaman before he can get the Mass Serpent Wards off, and then you can maybe try to take a fight around it. At least Laurel is getting some okay farm considering everything, considering how this game started for him. Does have Blink Dagger on the Courier.
Nobody else is here but Pure. Radiance off, maybe waiting for rotation.
They want Yatoro in the bottom lane. Miero's TPing, X.
Kunkka, there's the X. And Kunkka helping to get this kill into Yatoro. I mean, that's Kunkka just coming over. Kunkka coming over. Ooh, he's got the X to pull you back here.
You need a different career. Hard game for him. Playing into the Fusel Blade on Monkey King, playing against the Lifestealer, which means that he's going to be life-stealing a lot.
This is one of the things you can do with Bane. You can Nightmare and look for a high five, knowing that you've locked down these heroes long enough to get your team over. 21-6. God damn. Still, I mean, maybe it's just the way Dota is now, but I feel like with this much of a kill lead, 7,000 doesn't feel like what it should be.
No, but also the composition of the heroes that they do have on side of Spirit, these are not like very easy heroes to come back with. We saw them making a comeback 2 times so far in Wallachia against the Mega Creep, some insane resilience coming out from them. But this time around, these heroes are not so good at doing so. Like, there's only so little you can do with the Enchantress. Maybe you can try to delay the game, creep skipping, but Dawnbreaker is also not that hero. Like, it's not the hero that can get you into the game where you want it to be, especially with the setup that they do have. Like, these are... This type of a lineup from Spirit was supposed to be winning, snowballing early, and trying to make something happen, but it never came down to that. GPK just had too good of a start.
Miposhka again, trying to TP out. Deadshot connects. The fear is there. Meanwhile, Yatoro is seen by GPK. They get the kill on Miposhka. They've got the amplified damage. The chase is on, hoping to not get croakered. Baru, he finds the Hex. He's got the Serpent Words down. The calling is there. The Rotamatos, the balance strike from GPK. And now the Solar Guardian. Can they get GPK? Can they finish him off?
He needs one more hit.
He needs some help. He's low but not dead, and they're gonna go the other way with this fight. It's 3 heroes gone on the side of Team Spirit, and Collapse is dead. Save will fall. Laurel, the only one alive on the side of Team Spirit, but they still cannot kill GPK.
No, they just don't have enough damage. Like, even with the Aghanim Scepter on Dawn, it shows some of the strengths of the lineup, what it's supposed to do, but they're so far ahead. Pure not dying, GPK not dying. They managed to kill Miero once, so pretty much all of these deaths have been between the 2 supports.
Miero has that Ags flying out. And Pure, man, he is having quite the game. But we take a look back at this fight, and Kataomi survives for a long time, considering he's surrounded by Serpent Wards. Enough to get the Nightmare off for a second onto the Shadow Shaman. GPK for a second. I doubted that he was going to survive this, but I'm stupid and should have realized it's GPK. He doesn't die in this series. He's going to keep that 0. But man, it's... You can see the emotion coming through, and it is starting to show. And as it is now a 9,000, now 10,000 net worth lead. As they picked up that shrine, they got the shard for Kataomi, and Spirit are looking for any answers that they can find. 5-man smoke from BetBoom, as they will cross over. They got the Tormentor, they've got Pure top of the net worth. Each one of these cores have shared their time at top of the net worth, but it's going to be who else but Miposhka getting a smoke broken, TPing out. Does get to escape this time, but it seems like every time BetBoom are moving around the map, it's somehow Miposhka.
Yeah, he's trying to make something happen. Very difficult game for him. This Spirit Vessel is also going to ruin him. You're playing into the Life Stealer, so there is rage. There's multiple ways of killing you. He needs to get out of the map, fish for some information, maybe try to buy a little bit more time until they get to the next round of items, but overall, very, very difficult game for Spirit.
Is under attack.
Really difficult at this point. It is not going great for them, but they will get a tier 1 tower over top. They go into Roshan, and this will be an Aegis. We'll see if they even give it to GPK. That almost feels like a bit of a waste. I mean, the guy doesn't die, right? Like, why would you give an Aegis to somebody who's just not dying anyway? But we'll see. It's probably Pure. He's positioned closest.
Let's see who gets it. Pure's actually got to pick it up. That means that GPK is pretty confident that he is not going to die. Does have Shard available, so can get out of the trouble as well. BKB, poor man's shield. Extra bit of armor against Bristleback with the tough enchantment.
Spirit need to avoid fighting, but it's going to be pretty tough with an Aegis in the hands of BetBoom Team, and they can pressure. Save going for the Gleipnir and the Boots of Bearing. And then Basher for Pure, and I believe Monkey King's also looking for a Basher. So double Basher TPing out in front of this team is going to be not impossible.
Yeah, you're playing into BKB, Piercing Tools, X-Mark. Way too many ways of dealing with anybody who wants to try to TP out. What's that big item? Like, I'm just not seeing that big item on Spirit, at least not right now, that can get them back into the game. Saghanim Scepter on Bristle was supposed to be the okay timing for them, considering everything. And they got a double kill out of it. It's just the rest of the team is not doing too hot. A lot of the times we've seen Shadow Shaman being paired up with Dawnbreaker. You go in, you drop the Serpent Wards, Shackle, Hex, then she comes in with the Dawnbreaker ulti. A lot of damage that can kill most of the heroes at this stage of the game, but they are very tanky. And BetBoom, they've been moving as a unit ever since Game 2, pretty much.
Yeah, ever since Game 2, it has just been all BetBoom. Rage just continuing to push this tier 2 tower. It's very tough for them to find an answer on Spirit, but they've been using these Serpent Wards to push, and they've slowly been getting a little bit back. It was like 9,000, now it's 6,000. They get a bottom tier 1. Something that Rue was trying to accomplish in the last game. He's been punished a little bit for it, but has been getting a couple of towers and putting some damage on too. They got some damage on the top tier 2. But they also got the bottom tier 1.
And now Miposhka's going to be doing the same thing on the other side of the map. Try to push it out a little bit more, but he's going to get punished. Kataomi has been doing a very good job so far at Wallachia, making sure that these type of plays are going to get punished.
Fiend's Grip, Primal Spring, and
GPK sees
the Wukongs.
that he doesn't have enough damage to kill him straight away. So, needs to use Wukong's command. We'll be happy with that one. They're in a good spot.
13-0-6. But Wukong is going to be down now for 75 seconds. Not sure it's necessarily needed in any of the fights that they take, but this is literally just pure running at Yatoro in this ancient Prowler Shaman. Finding Bane. To kill for Spirit, anything they can get around the map is going to be worth quite a bit.
They need to play like that. Ru needs to play this type of a game where he gets out of the map, smoke up, try to get something done. Dawnbreaker ulti is ready. Doesn't have wards available for another 15 seconds. He's smoked up. If he can find GPK here, they might need the extra bit of a damage from Mass Serpent wards. And I believe he saw him. Smoke broke.
GPK. Solar Guardian, is this the first time? It looks like it. They got him. They have broken the streak of deathless time for GPK, and he was worth a lot of gold.
Still, a very good move. This is exactly what they need to do. Ru is on the... Oh, they placed the sentry, and he saw him. I'm not sure he wanted to go for this one. I think he wanted to go for the D ward, but that's going to be an extra bit of an influx of the gold for them. Miro will take that one, or will he? It's going to be save in the end.
1,065 gold for that kill on GPK. I think the kill streak should have carried over from the last game, and he should have gotten like 4,000.
Yeah, they would get 4,000 or 5,000 gold from that kill then.
Man. Well, made it to 28 minutes into this game.
BKB, grip is ready.
Yeah, but now
Bashed.
they don't. They bashed. I mean, they gripped, but they almost didn't even need that. He went like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes without dying.
This game included?
Yeah. Because it was 42 in the first game, 36 in the second game. That's 76 minutes, and then 25 here. It's 100 minutes, so like an hour and a half-ish, hour 40.
That's pretty impressive. Now Pure will go for the high ground. They have save from the Bane if he needs to buy a little bit more time. Rage.
Just take this bottom tier 3. They'll go for Pure, but GPK is in for revenge. Infest enemy arrow. They'll go to the ghost ship. That's going to fly forward and hit on Yatoro's out of mana. The Enfeeble on him too. The Radabatos controls him. They're looking for the Torrent, but the Force Staff over the Torrent. Now, Sword Guardian on a Miero. They get the kill on Yatoro. Save takes him out. He does not have buyback, and they look and find collapse too. All these tips to save.
Very difficult fight for them. There's so much tankiness on their side. Double boat coming out from Kunkka. Wukong's command, burning Yatoro's mana instantly. And also getting the kill on Puck before that. And now with the Spirit Vessel, GPK. He got stuck.
Ballast Strike in the middle of all Serpent Wards. It's fine.
Pure's gonna come back with that X mark. Will heal up, back to full HP. BKB as well used in the previous fight. So now you have Rage, so that's 12 seconds, 20 seconds of debuff immunity.
This time, Pushka easier to kill. GPK, Ballast Strike for the finishing blow. There's nobody really to help out Ru. He wants to use that chicken fingers, but I mean, that's just the start, and then Hex, Shackle, and have maybe some follow-up, but nobody's alive. Yatoro's still dead for 10 seconds, so all these things he wants to put together don't really mean much, and he's kind of staying top under the tier 3 tower, hoping that he doesn't get killed, because he's a lot of their control. Infest, Miro on the run. GPK still here. There's the Hex. Ru trying to start it off. Solar Guardian going to fly in. That's going to land on the GPK, but they've got the kill on a Ru. They'll take him out first. The Fiend's Grip on the Dawnbreaker. That's going to be beyond godlike for Pure. Dream Coil committed, but the BKB from Miero, they'll search. They'll go for Yatoro, who's hit with the Rod of Atos, and they'll pull him back in with the X marks the spot. Lotus Orb doesn't matter much. Piercing the Veil. But the silence from the Waning Rift doesn't really matter. He's in the Pierce the Veil. They just don't have the damage to get the kill here on the save. The Balance Strike hits on it too. Enfeeble. These quills are spraying. GPK dead a second time, but they will lose Laurel and Yatoro. And they have buyback on Laurel. And they're going to need to fight back in the TP attempt. Oh, Pure X, he's coming back.
He's coming back. He called it.
Yeah,
He set
wants
the
to come
arrow.
back and go for Laurel. They've got the Abyssal Blade. Why not? Oh boy, that might secure the game here. Miposhka's on the run. Another Hex on a Pure, but they hit the X. They take out Miposhka, and it's just through.
That was such a clutch play. Also a save coming out from Kataomi, X mark. And now they have an extra bit of a heal as well. 2 Spirit's Vessel charges. Team Spirit, buyback. Not available on Yatoro, and Chantress does have one, but she's really not doing much.
No, not at all, but we'll force the buyback. They lost Collapse anyway. It's just the supports. Those secure Mega Creeps. Pure getting tipped out. 13-0 and 12 this game. 15-2 and 11 for GPK, who's back in 5. Miposhka enfeebled, Gale guarding, but that is just not enough. Another Beyond Godlike tick here for Pure.
I guess that's why they decided to ban Lifestealer game 1, game 2, and really shows how well he plays it. 14-0 and 12.
Really insane performance from Pure. BetBoom, they started the tournament a little bit shaky, had to go all 5 rounds in the Swiss stage, but since we have hit the playoffs, they have looked really good. The Serpent Words are spread out. GPK is back. Dead shot connects. Wukong's command is there. Yatoro dead again. He has buyback this time, but the Fiend's Grip is onto the Dawnbreaker. The Shackle's on a Pure, but they still have GPK. Pure, while shackled, gets the kill in a Collapse. They finish off Rue. They look over at Yatoro. They have surrounded him. Ghost Ship comes in, and he will bring them down with the Ghost Ship, just like the Titanic sunk. So will the dreams of Team Spirit here at Wallachia, as it is BetBoom who will take this series. GG is called a 2-1 for BetBoom.
Very well drafted.